Hi, Lee.
Okay.
A lot of preparation leading up to tomorrow, big game, big occasion. How's it been in camp?
It's been good. We used the time that we had well. We gave the lads a rest day yesterday with a little bit of recovery in there, and then straight into training today. Tried to make it as as lively as we could without physically pushing them. We've tried not to give them too much information, but we feel that the information that we've given will be beneficial, and just emphasise making sure they enjoy the game. So try to take the pressure away a little bit.
Lots of praise.
Excuse me. Yeah. Bueno, ¿cómo ha sido, qué tal la preparación para un partido tan importante? ¿Cómo está el vestuario? Bueno, pues está muy bien. Creo que hemos aprovechado bastante bien el tiempo. Les he dado descanso a los chicos. Ayer tuvimos descanso, perdón. Hoy vamos a entrenar. No les estoy dando demasiada información. Estoy más bien centrado en que disfruten del partido de mañana.
Lots of praise for the way your team's played football and the attacking style. But of course, you haven't conceded a goal. Is that something you have to be mindful of, telling players not to get too down if you were to concede tomorrow?
Well, I think it's important that we defend well as a team. I think we've got both parts well done it well at the minute in terms of defending well as a team and attacked through the thirds quite quickly. So I don't see that being any different tomorrow. It'll be a really tough test. Spain are a top nation that have got a really good record in this competition, and a team that we respect a lot.
Bueno, su equipo ha recibido muchos elogios por el fútbol de ataque que practica y tampoco ha encajado goles. ¿Qué les ha dicho a sus chicos para que no se resientan mañana en caso de que encajen un gol? Bueno, nosotros lo que intentamos es hacer ambas cosas bien, en ambos lados del terreno de juego. Intentamos atacar, intentamos atacar bien y defender bien, Bueno, en cuanto al partido de mañana, pues sabemos que es un partido muy importante, que lo vamos a enfrentar a España, que es una de las mejores y que ya lo ha demostrado varias veces en este torneo.
And seeing a report coming into this game about your future, specifically in how the FA are looking to offer you a contract going forward, is that something you can comment on or have talked about?
No, that's I've not heard that one yet. I think my focus is really on the game and making sure that we prepare as well as we can. Like we said yesterday, I'll speak to John after the tournament finishes and really focus on tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bueno, ¿cómo ve su futuro? Se ha hablado por ahí que la FA podría ofrecerle una extensión de su contrato, en fin, que tiene algún comentario al respecto. No sé nada al respecto, yo estoy centrado en el partido, centrado en la preparación y de mi futuro pues ya hablaremos después del torneo.
And for Taylor, your captain, if you were to win the final tomorrow, you'd be the one lifting the trophy. Have you allowed yourself to think about that moment?
Briefly, yeah. It's something good to visualise, obviously in the mind before the game, but obviously there's a long way to go before that happens. Got 90 minutes, hopefully just 90 minutes, obviously to win the game, and that's what we're hoping to do.
Bueno, Taylor, te has visto levantando ese trofeo. Tú como capitán serías el encargado de levantar el trofeo. ¿Te has visto, has visualizado ese momento? Bueno, sí, un poco, es algo que visualizas obviamente, porque tienes muchas ganas. Aún así, pues bueno, quedan 90 minutos mañana y ya veremos lo que sucede.
Taylor, I'm just wondering, ahead of this final, have you had any good luck messages from Harry Kane, Prince William, anyone that we would know, just often ahead of major finals? That kind of thing can happen?
No, we haven't, but I think we've got a good group that's here now, and I think all the positivity that's going on in and around our group. We know that obviously people like that will be supporting us and wishing us the best, so obviously like that goes without saying.
Bueno, ¿ha recibido algún tipo de mensaje, de buena suerte, de algún tipo de personalidad? Podemos hablar por ejemplo, de Harry Kane o el príncipe Guillermo, ese tipo de mensajes que se desean se envían antes de las finales. No, la verdad es que no hemos recibido ninguno, pero bueno, tenemos un grupo, el grupo está muy animado, el vestuario está muy bien, y bueno, damos por descontado que la gente en Inglaterra pues nos apoya, y es algo que sabemos que van a estar ahí apoyando.
And obviously it's the players that have got yourselves to the final, but how much of it is down to the man sitting next to you?
I think a lot of it, I think the coaching staff and down to the medical team, the analysts. I think as a group together, we've come together and we appreciate the work that's been put in across the whole board, and it's something that as players we hope to repay tomorrow.
Bueno, sabemos que obviamente son los jugadores, ¿no?, los que sobre el terreno de juego son los que llegan a la final, pero ¿hasta qué punto le debemos cosas al entrenador, ¿no? Bueno, aquí hemos trabajado todos, el cuerpo técnico, los médicos, todo el mundo junto, haciendo piña, tratando de hacerlo lo mejor posible, y esperamos los jugadores poderles devolver lo que nos han dado mañana.
And just finally, Lee, first of all, how happy are you that this game is actually being televised back here by the broadcasters at home? And also, how do you think this is going to be different compared to the matches you've had so far?
I think with it being a final, with it being the last game, a lot of these players can play as well at this level. It's a big occasion in that respect. It sort of draws the line under their youth development chances. I think Spain will be a tough team to play against, a team that we've been watching a lot of. And again, like I say, that we're really looking forward to. The fact that now that it's been televised is brilliant for the players, because you know they've played so well in this tournament and played with such freedom, and the way that they've conducted themselves. It'd be great if they could put on a similar performance tomorrow and just show the viewers potentially the next internationals and what that team looks like.
Bueno, nos hemos enterado que se va a televisar el partido, ¿no? Hasta qué punto, bueno, les hace ilusión, y si piensan que va a ser un partido distinto a los anteriores. Bueno, obviamente es una final, ¿no? Jugar a este nivel, un partido a este nivel es una gran ocasión, es fantástico para el desarrollo de los jóvenes. Vamos a tener un partido difícil contra España, una selección que hemos visto ya algunas veces, la verdad, y tenemos muchísimas ganas de enfrentarnos a ellos. Y por otra parte, pues el hecho de que se vaya a televisar obviamente es bueno, ¿no? Mis jugadores han hecho un muy buen papel durante todo el torneo, han jugado con muchísima libertad, y vamos a intentar pues repetir a ese mismo nivel mañana y mostrar a los espectadores cuál puede ser, ¿no?, la selección inglesa del futuro.
Hiya, Taylor. Could you just sum up and describe what it would feel like to you if you did go on and do this? Because it's been so long since an England under-21 team has won it, but also played in this sort of fashion.
No, it'd be massive. I think the 2 years that we put in with the qualifying games and the friendlies and the group sticking together and putting it in every time we're here, it will be massive, not just for me, for everyone. Obviously we're here and we're competing at a high level and we're putting the good performances in, and I think it'll be highly deserved, and I think the team will be great show.
Bueno, ¿cómo sería, no? ¿Se imagina cómo sería ganar esto después de tantos años? ¿Qué se sentiría, no?, en el vestuario? Pues algo importantísimo, ¿no? Llevamos aquí trabajando 2 años, entre clasificatorios, amistosos, partidos de todo tipo, y bueno, pues es fundamental, importante, muy importante, como he dicho, sería ganar un torneo como este, ¿no? Y creo que además sería merecido.
Obviously, as captain, you must take massive responsibility for the whole squad. At your club, or your parent club, they've got a captain who is not loud and like sort of does his talking on the pitch. Have you taken any sort of influences from him? Have you spoken to him about what it's like to lead a group that could go on and make history?
When I was at City, I did learn a lot from the way most of the players acted in terms of their leadership skills. Obviously there's different ways to do it. Some people are loud and some people obviously show by example. I think to have a mix of that and to know when's the right time to be loud and how to do it, the way to speak to people is massive. And I do take a good look at how they do it and how it works well. And I'm still learning. I've not cracked the road because I'm 21 years old. It's difficult, but no, I'm learning, and I feel like I'm getting better every time I step on the training pitch and I'm around the group.
Bueno, como capitán, pues asumes, Taylor, una gran responsabilidad, ¿no? ¿Te has fijado en el capitán de tu equipo en la Premier y te has fijado o lo has preguntado a veces, ¿no? ¿Has podido sacar ciertas influencias de cómo liderar a un grupo? Bueno, en mi equipo estoy aprendiendo muchísimo, ¿no? Bueno, pues hay muchas maneras de ser capitán sobre el terreno de juego. Por un lado también a veces hay que hablar, por otro lado hay que dar ejemplo, hay que buscar ese equilibrio entre esos dos factores. Por supuesto, todavía me estoy fijando en mis compañeros mayores, solamente tengo 21 años, esto es muy difícil, estoy aprendiendo y estoy mejorando en cada sesión de entrenamiento.
Just one for Lee. It's been a 2-year journey up until this point, but from when you took the role to now, what have you learned about yourself as a coach, as a person, to get to this moment?
I've learned that you need to be patient. Obviously, in between camps can be frustrating at times. I need to remember that in between our international games, the players play a lot of matches. So sometimes when I refer back to remember what we did against Andorra or remember what we did in Albania, it seemed like yesterday to me, but it was three months ago to the players who've probably played 8 or 9 games since then. So making sure that the information that we're giving them is relevant, and also having that understanding that they're developing quite quickly as well at their clubs. So making sure that I'm keeping up with the pace of their learning and the level of coaching that they're getting at their clubs.
You've spoken about this being the...
Sorry about that. Bueno, en este periplo de 2 años que llevamos, ¿no? ¿Qué es lo que ha aprendido usted, digamos, desde el principio del camino hasta el final, ¿no? Como entrenador, como seleccionador y como persona? Bueno, pues creo que lo más importante que he aprendido es a tener paciencia, ¿no? Porque uno tiende a veces a frustrarse entre convocatorias, porque los jugadores de una convocatoria y otra juegan muchos partidos y a veces es difícil recordar algo que para ti pues sucedió anteayer y los jugadores pues han jugado un montón de partidos y es difícil, ¿no? Entonces, bueno, intento siempre que la información que les doy sea relevante y también entender que ellos son jugadores muy jóvenes que se desarrollan muy rápido entrenando muy bien con sus equipos, ¿no? Thank you.
You've spoken about this game being the kind of the end of the chapter for many of the players in this group. Does that make tomorrow night, in its own odd way, a little bit bittersweet for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've spoke about it as a staff that this group that we've got and these 4 weeks that we've had together, it feels the most like a club. We've had it in terms of team spirit and the way they all get on together, the personalities that have developed, the groups that have developed in the group. So yeah, it's a shame in that respect. I suppose one of the benefits of this job as well was there's another group waiting to come through, and that's one of the views, I suppose, of the pathway, that there's so many good players coming through. But yeah, I'd like to see this group finish off this campaign with winning something, because they deserve it. They work so hard. I mean, they're so determined and so diligent in the way that they prepare that they deserve it.
Bueno, hemos visto que, sabemos que hay una serie de jugadores que para los cuales digamos, este torneo es el capítulo final, ¿no? De su paso por este grupo, por la sub-21, ¿no? Tal vez le da esto un sabor agridulce al partido de mañana. Bueno, sí, lo hemos hablado en el cuerpo técnico, es obvio que son cosas que pasan. Hemos trabajado muy bien en estas últimas 4 semanas el espíritu de grupo, el espíritu de equipo del grupo y las personalidades que se han ido desarrollando dentro del grupo. El ambiente es fantástico, la verdad. Es una pena en ese sentido que haya jugadores que vayan a hacerse más mayores y se vayan a ir, pero bueno, es lo que tiene este trabajo, y también por otra parte pues va a ser bueno también recibir a otro grupo que va a venir. De todas formas, pues me gustaría que, obviamente, que estos chicos ganaran porque se lo merecen por el tremendo trabajo que han realizado.
And just one for Taylor, you were part of a title-winning team last season. Are there any similarities you've seen in that Burnley group, in this group, that kind of, that just pays into the idea that once you get on a roll, you can't stop winning?
100%. I think the togetherness in the group is very similar, obviously in its own way. The way we train, I think, is very similar. The intensity and the standard of training, and people pushing each other, and just off the pitch being able to switch off and kind of be a team and forget about the games in some sense. So yeah, there's a lot of similarities, and hopefully we can do the same thing.
Bueno, pues usted en la pasada temporada jugó en un equipo ganador, ¿no? ¿Ve algún tipo de similitudes con con todas las personalidades y al equipo en sí, dentro de este grupo, al 100%, ¿no? Veo muchas similitudes en la forma de entrenar, en la forma de entender los partidos y los entrenamientos, esa forma, ese sacrificarse por el equipo, ese dar ejemplo, y creo que bueno, somos un equipo muy unido y sí que veo similitudes, sí.
Good afternoon, both. Lee, your apprentice from Spain. Over the past 15 years, they've been one of the foremost international teams at a senior level. In your development, were they someone that you looked to as an international team that you would like your team to copy and imitate or learn things from?
Yeah, I think Spain, along with 3 or 4 other international teams, have always been not only as a high quality team, they've always had exciting individuals in there as well. And obviously, watching the Liga, there's a very similar style with a lot of the top teams. So, from a coaching point of view, it's always good to learn and to watch great teams play.
Bueno, mañana se van a enfrentar a España, ¿no? Que lleva 15 años haciéndolo muy bien a nivel absoluto, etcétera, etcétera. ¿Qué le gustaría, qué cree que podría aprender de una selección como la española? Bueno, España lleva muchos años demostrando que tiene pues, mucha calidad y grandes individualidades sobre el terreno de juego. Vemos muchos partidos de la Liga y siempre es bueno para un entrenador pues, ver a los grandes equipos que juegan la Liga, que además practican un fútbol similar, pues siempre es interesante verlos para aprender cosas.
And for all but the game against Portugal, your team have had the majority of possession. But this is you're playing against a team that also likes to contest possession. Does that excite you? The idea that 2 sort of philosophies will go head to head and one will try and come out on top. Is that an exciting prospect?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you say, we're a team that likes to have the ball, as are Spain. So, our main focus today has been mainly out of possession and making sure that we're in a position where we can go and get the ball back when we don't have it, and accept, I suppose, at some point in the game we won't have the ball, and what we do about that in terms of a counter attack. So, watching all of Spain's games, I'm expecting a really exciting game tomorrow. So looking forward to it.
Bueno, en el partido contra Portugal, pues tuvieron la mayoría de la posesión, ¿no? Obviamente España también practica ese estilo de juego y van a intentar disputar la posesión a España mañana. Tiene ganas de ver un partido así. Sí, obviamente nosotros también somos un equipo al que nos gusta tener el balón. Hoy hemos trabajado mucho el tema de la posesión, etcétera, y la recuperación también tras pérdida, y ver qué hacemos en esos casos cuando no tenemos el balón, intentar recuperar, hacer un contraataque, etcétera. Así que nada, estamos deseando ver mañana pues qué sucede sobre el terreno de juego.
And lastly, one for you, Taylor. It's been spoken about before that the team haven't conceded yet, and a lot of credit's gone to the goalkeeper. But you're marshalling that defence. How does that make you feel? How proud are you of that? Do you take it as a point of honour that you keep clean sheets and you still haven't conceded yet?
Yeah, I think it's something that the whole team takes pride in. I think the way we set up is to hopefully it doesn't get to our defence, to kind of keep it away from the box as further up the pitch as possible. But as we've seen against Portugal, when the team were suffering and kind of under the cosh a bit, we've got it in our locker to stick together and get people in and around you, and first and foremost put your body on the line to stop the ball in the back of the net. And obviously you spoke about the keeper, James, and he's been a massive part of that as well, putting his body on the line. But I could go through all the bench and all the players that started the pitch and say every single one of them would do the same, and we're all very good at it, and something that obviously we might have to do tomorrow at some points in the game, and we're prepared to do that.
Volvemos al tema de que la selección de Inglaterra no ha encajado ningún gol en este torneo. Se le ha dado mucho crédito, mucho mérito al portero, pero usted lidera la defensa, ¿no? Siente que eso es un honor, se siente empoderado por no haber encajado ningún gol. Por supuesto, todo el equipo está orgulloso de esto, de que no hemos encajado un solo gol en el torneo, pero aquí defendemos todos, ¿no? Entre todos nos encargamos de mantener el balón lejos del área, etcétera, y llegado el caso, pues habrá que estar pues, siempre bien organizados, bien juntos y darlo todo, ser capaz de tirarse sobre la línea de gol para evitar que entre un balón, o por supuesto pues confiar en James, que ha sido un gran portero. Y también en todo el mundo que está en el banquillo, porque estoy convencido de que cualquiera de los jugadores que está en el banquillo podría salir y darlo todo y hacerlo igual de bien, ¿no? Así que habrá que verlo mañana.
I want to continue the topic about your 5 clean sheets. So I'm gonna speak with your team, or maybe defense or goalkeeper, for tomorrow game. For example, if Spain scored first, do you have some kind of special talk to not nervous, because just even one goal can beat you out of the tournament in the main match of the tournament?
Yeah, we've got the, since we got into the last stage of this tournament, we realise now you get one life, and making sure that we make the most of the chances that we do get. This isn't a league game. It's a someone's going to win tomorrow, and it's important that at some point I expect us to be under pressure, and I think the players have got the confidence and the understanding that that will happen at some point, and I expect them to react in the right way. They've shown it in the past throughout the whole campaign, not just in this tournament, that recovering from setbacks and defeats, they're very good at.
Volvemos a tratar el tema de los 5 partidos sin encajar, ¿no? Digamos, ¿qué haríamos mañana? ¿Tienen algún tipo de plan de contingencia en caso de que España marcase primero, ¿no? Bueno, aquí cuando empezamos esta fase final del torneo sabemos que al final tenemos una vida, ¿no? Tenemos que aprovechar bien las ocasiones. Esto no es un partido de liga, mañana va a ganar alguien y va a perder alguien. Sabemos que va a haber presión, y yo estoy convencido de que mis jugadores van a saber reaccionar bien, porque ya lo han demostrado, no solo en este torneo, sino en todos estos 2 años que llevamos trabajando.
Good afternoon. My question is both to Lee and to Taylor. Do you feel that tomorrow you're going to face the toughest opponent you have faced yet in this tournament? Thank you.
Possibly. Obviously, we've not played them before in this campaign, but we've been up against some very good teams, and the way we played against them top nations, I thought we done really well, and we had to compete in different ways, and I feel like tomorrow it's just about the same. Obviously, we talk a lot about it's us versus us, and that doesn't change tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we showed over the last...
¿Piensan que el rival de mañana es el rival más duro que se han enfrentado en el momento? Bueno, posiblemente, no nos hemos enfrentado a ellos todavía en esta campaña. Sí, hemos jugado contra grandes equipos y hemos rendido bien. Sabemos que es cuestión de competir, nosotros también contra nosotros mismos, y mañana no va a ser distinto a los partidos anteriores.
Yeah, I think we've shown over the last 2 years that to play against the Czech Republic 3 times, who are a good team, to play against Italy, Germany, France, Portugal, and to win was a big thing for us. Coming into the tournament, I think we were ranked 6th, so to get to the final, to get out of the group to start with, I felt was a good achievement. I think this team have still got another level to go, maybe 2 or 3 levels. And I think if they click, it'll be a hell of a performance tomorrow, and I expect them to. I think the bigger the stage, I think you'll see a different intensity from the team, so I'm looking forward to it.
Bueno, en estos años nos hemos enfrentado a la República Checa un par de veces, a Italia, Alemania, Portugal, nos hemos enfrentado a grandes equipos, ¿no? Creo que estábamos el 6º en el ranking, y bueno, llegar a la final obviamente. De hecho, solamente para nosotros pues pasar del grupo ya era un logro. Sigo pensando que este equipo tiene 1 o 2 niveles más, ¿no? que todavía puede subir, y estamos viendo que cuando mayor es la exigencia, más sube el nivel de intensidad de este equipo, así que estoy muy contento con ellos.
Have you got a small cheer-up talk with Morgan Gibbs-White after he didn't score a penalty? And for example, if tomorrow going to be one more penalty, if he going to be the number 1 choice or not?
What was the first bit?
Have you got a small cheer-up talk with Morgan Gibbs-White after he didn't score a penalty in the last game? Talk, like small talk, cheer-up.
No, Morgan's fine. I think you've seen the way that he reacted when he missed the penalty. He scored not long after, and he was a really important part of the winning team. I think with penalties, it's very difficult. we didn't really look too much into it, to be honest. I'd expect him to, given the chance tomorrow to take a penalty, he would. He showed for Forest that he can take penalties in high pressure situations, so I don't see it being any different.
Ha animado a Gibbs White después de haber errado el penalti el otro día, y si hubiera un penalti mañana sería él el encargado de tirarlo. Bueno, no ha hecho falta animar a Morgan. Morgan está bien, de hecho reaccionó pues marcando poco después, o sea que eso demuestra además en un momento muy importante para el equipo. Como decíamos, sabemos que es complicado siempre el tema de los penaltis, ¿no? Morgan Gibbs White ha demostrado en su equipo que es capaz de lanzar penaltis con presión, y no creo que mañana fuera un escenario distinto.
We'll take one last question.
Okay, thank you. Hello. Would you mind to send any message to local fans? You want any time to play such game with the full strength or something like this?
Yeah, definitely. The Georgian people have made us feel so welcome since we got here.
¿Desea enviar algún mensaje a la afición local? Está deseando jugar en un estadio lleno mañana. Sí, estamos muy contentos por la afición el público de georgiano, que nos han tratado muy bien desde que hemos llegado.
Can I add the second? Thank you very much. And can you take as an advantage the fact that you have played most of the matches in Batumi and Spain played in Romania? Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's definitely a venue that we feel comfortable in. From the journey from the hotel to the stadium, the lads are aware now of how far it is, and the reception that we get when we get here. You can see that in Georgia as well, that the Premier League is very popular with the amount of tops that you see, and the players have made a point after the games of making sure that they're signing autographs and making sure that they're meeting the local public at the training ground. We've had a lot of kids that have been turning up and been made to feel welcome, and the players have done a great job in making sure that giving them jerseys and bits of memorabilia, and I think that goes a long way. And I think it's something that Ashley and Jolien were big on when they became involved with under 21s, that people need to be around the team wherever we go, whichever country we go. We try and make sure that we meet as many local kids and people as we can to make sure that the team is accessible.
Bueno, ¿creen que supone una ligera ventaja, ¿no?, para ustedes jugar en Batumi, ya que España ha jugado todos sus partidos en Rumanía, etcétera? Bueno, la verdad es que nos sentimos muy cómodos, ¿no? Nos sentimos muy cómodos en Batumi, el trayecto del autobús al hotel, el equipo tiene muy claro todo lo que dura, etcétera. La recepción ha sido fantástica, y además nos hemos dado cuenta de que la Premier League pues es muy popular en Georgia, ¿no? Después de los entrenamientos hemos salido a firmar autógrafos, etcétera. A los campos de entrenamiento han acudido un montón de niños, y bueno, pues nosotros hemos tratado de responder repartiendo camisetas, algún tipo de recuerdos o souvenirs, etcétera. Y yo creo que van a tener un buen recuerdo de esta selección sub-21, y nosotros siempre que vamos a algún sitio pues intentamos conocer a la mayoría de lo posible, pues a niños y gente, etcétera.
All right, thank you everyone. The Spain press conference will be here at 6:45 local time. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. La rueda de prensa del equipo español va a ser a las